Can America reinvent the family farm and scale local food at a truly local level? We at Living Tower Farms believe the answer is yes. But as a country, we're going to have to think differently because it's going to look different. My name's Buck Adams. I grew up on a farm and joined the Marine Corps out of high school for service to my country. And in 2006, I started looking for what no one else was paying attention to in the area of sustainability. And I found local food. This led me into the exploration of controlled environment agriculture, where I learned that the United States is the last industrialized nations in greenhouse-grown crops. Remarkably, we've become net importers of fresh fruits and vegetables, and it's hard to believe this country cannot currently meet its citizens' demands. This became the catalyst to start Circle Fresh Farms, which I scaled from 12,000 square feet to a little over 5 acres in 3 years, becoming Colorado's largest organic greenhouse grower, supplying to Whole Foods, door-to-door organics, and others. In 2011, while still managing Circle Fresh, being a veteran, I decided to play it forward and start hiring and training other veterans. The response was so overwhelming, it caused me to step back and I asked myself, how can we turn these protectors into providers? And I started Veterans to Farmers. And while I was training my first group, it became obvious, how do we empower these guys and these providers to become business owners? And this became the vision of Living Tower Farms. Living Tower Farms' mission is simply to redeploy the community farm. Using a convergence of technologies and proven business systems is what makes this opportunity so exciting. It scales locally grown food nationally. Let me say that again. We have a profitable model that will scale the growing of local food on a national level. We're using patented vertical growing techniques, the latest controlled environment greenhouse technology, and this allows us to yield what is equivalent to 10 acres of land crops on less than an acre of land while utilizing about 10% of the water needs. Why hasn't this been done before? Technology, consumer demand, and investors were not ready. Now the efficiency in greenhouse ag, coupled with vertical growing techniques, has reached new levels. Consumer readiness and demand of local food is outweighing the supply, as we all know here, and the investor community is paying attention. Thank you, Woody. And local food has made a dent in corporate agribusiness. It has the attention of the industry. Rabobank, one of the largest lenders in industrial farm states, the demand for locally grown food has reached critical mass. The competitive landscape has changed. It is now a permanent mainstream trend. Our vision of the community farm leverages one of the fastest growing markets, which is the CSA direct-to-consumer model. This, plus our chosen technology, produces a 20% operating margin, over $500,000 gross annually, and all while utilizing 10% of the land, 10% of the water, and again, 10 times the yield. So let me tell you what we've been working on. Phase 1 is the Veterans to Farmers National Training Center to launch this summer in partnership with the City of Denver and a grant from the Denver Foundation making it possible. Training and hiring veterans is clearly the right thing to do, and veterans have a unique access to capital through the Patriot Express Act. Phase 2, we're currently in talks with 5 developers along the Front Range to replicate the training center as a community amenity and a hyper-local farm. Farms have become the new golf courses, and developers have realized that they're not just building homes, they're building community. We're asking for $4 million that will allow us to build out 7 farms along the Front Range over the next 12 months. But we can start with a $500,000 investment that will allow us, the first community farm, to hire veterans from the National Training Center. Phase 3 is about national expansion, and we will do this through franchising and corporate-owned farms. The unique thing about selling these farms to the veteran employees is that those capital gains are tax-free to you as an investor owner. We already have interest in California, Arizona, Florida, and Pennsylvania. The team, myself, Tim Blank, the inventor and patent holder for the vertical growing techniques, Jeff Olson in business development, Andrew Labby, corporate finance with startup experience, and Jessica, our sales manager, was the sales manager for the largest single farm CSA in the nation. Our pilot project, Evan Premer, one of my VTF graduates, is now a business owner thanks to a slow money loan recipient from the Boulder chapter. He has adopted the restaurant-supported agriculture model and now supplying to some of the top restaurants in Denver, along with our next presenter, Source Local Foods. We stand for local food and farmers. Invest in us, and you become part of the solution that finally scales locally grown food on a national level. I hope you vote for us. That'll help move this project forward and change a couple lives. And I invite you all to reach out to localization partners and take a look at this magazine and read a little bit more about us.